Hello and welcome to Her First Time, Hayden Plays Hollow Knight, episode 25. So we've been traveling the world gathering essence and whatnot, and I thought it was about time to come back and give some to the Seer and see what treasures and rewards she gives me for it. I mean, we've been gathering the life force of all our fallen comrades and foes and trees. We might as well put them to some use. Take your gift and continue to collect essence. Once you've 900, come back. Always handy. Soon we'll be able to hold more soul. I also have 900. Hurrah! Huzzah! The connections between us and the dreams we leave behind, like the prince in the dust, a time has come for you to learn. Hold a dream nail tight, wielder. And now I can open these portals that allow me to teleport. If I leave one of those on the ground, I can go back to it anywhere in the world. Pretty useful for what I do next. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It holds over 1200 essence. Looking into it, you can... None of us live forever. Hold something in your mind and it lives on with you, but forget it and you... That seems to be foreshadowing in some way of... You think of that the infection is possessing people through their minds. Is it something that resides in all of us? Kind of like an infection in any zombie movie. So yeah, what I said about the foreshadowing. Here we are about to visit the Grey Mourner. As you could probably tell from the thumbnail, I took on this quest, which was all kinds of fun. I actually did it on my second try. It wasn't too bad. It was getting through the infected crossroads that was the worst aspect of it. But really, once I kind of used the quick slash and the grub biology of where I was able to basically have a long range attack, I got through it fairly easily. I don't know, is Lemire French for something? So what she wants me to do is to bring a flower to someone that she cared about and loved in the Queen's garden. So, deliver it to her. I don't know who it was. Was it a lover or sibling? Q-tip, hit me up with that lore. I mean, I've no idea who this person is. She looks quite elegant and regal, but if I'm offered a quest, I'm going to take it. I don't know why I said no to accepting the gift and then just said, yeah, and you know what? My initial thought is not to help you, damsel in distress. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Yeah, what happens is when you get hit by the flower, when you're holding this flower on the way, it just kind of crumbles and you have to restart all over again. And it is a long path. I'm not going to sit here and lie bold-facedly to you all. I consulted a guide to see the optimal route to it. And here we are. Here sleeps the traitor's child. Okay, yeah, no, I get that. So, like, that's obviously he was the son of the traitor lord that we killed in the last episode. She was in love with him. She was probably something to do with the Pale King then herself. She's obviously some relation. A Romeo and Juliet sort of story. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, her partner's heart, even aeon the past. Is it that Lemire such grief can end? She too, it sounds like gibberish. It's French, it's gibberish. She found solace in it anyway, and given me another face mask shard. I think I'm pretty close to having all of them now at this stage. So, we reunited some lovers in the afterlife. Now it's time to tear a relationship apart. Back to Zote and his absolute delusions of grandeur, and Brigitte and her infatuation. I think there's kind of a sadness to Zote as well, isn't there? That we could have, even though he is annoying, we could have let him die. And that wouldn't have served any purpose. He hasn't done anything bad to us. He's just a bit silly. But he obviously finds happiness and joy in his own delusions and ramblings, which it's not really doing any harm to anyone. So we should let him off. It's pretty cool as well. I've done a few fights against this, so I'm just showing you the easiest one here. But I think I beat him about 4 or 5 times as he gets progressively harder. Yeah, I think I got him up to like 6. And it's like every time he fails, he becomes more self-assured and more powerful, which is quite cool. Like, even though he's powerful now, he still has that kind of silly, like, it's just his madness and his randomness, and he's very hard to telepath what he's gonna do, and that's what made this fight increasingly difficult as his health went up and the damage he did to me increased. So we won't show too much of it. Sorry, Starstruck lovers. What I'm kind of doing in this episode is just revisiting all the bosses, dream bosses, and kind of alternative bosses to people that we've already... The dream versions of bosses we've already fought. So here, I think this is the very first. We took on the champion first, which is him lying there dead. These are obviously some siblings belonging to him. Which, yeah, wake up, brother, help me. Which kind of makes me feel bad for this guy as well. Because, like, to me it indicates that, okay, he's obviously a downtrodden, weak, feeble person. Not person, maggot. Literally a maggot, weak and feeble. And he went to any extent and any lengths to find the power to protect the people he loved and cared about. Which just so happened was he stole someone else's identity and power, and that's, you know, he's the false champion and all that. I suppose, yeah. Like, he did a bad thing for a noble reason, and there's a poignancy to that. I don't know why I decided to explore every little bit of his dream. I end up on the roof is where I'm going to. It's like I thought that there would be some sort of secret lying around here. There, as you can tell, was not. But it's still pretty cool that you can get up here. I don't know why it's put into the game that'll allow you to get here. You just basically circle around the entire arena. Unless there's something secret up there that I missed. He is incredibly hard compared to the first time you fight him as well. His attacks do much more damage and he moves much, much faster. The failed champion much outdoes the boss. I am just spamming attacks again, aren't I? There's a reason I failed it. It's kind of how conceited I am with quick slash, and yeah, there's my death. Fortunately, that you just kind of come back to life beside them. The cool thing about them is by dream nailing them is that you just restore your essence and you don't kill them. So I don't feel really guilty about what I'm doing here. Even though it does seem to be causing them the stress. But at least it's not death. I can't be accused of being a murderer. Yet. No, well, no, in this game I can be. Mother Grub. Poor Mother Grub. Here we go again, round 2. A slightly more elegant battle. Spoke too soon. Like, look at those waves. It is quite hard to jump over them. And the Shadow Dash, while useful, I mean, it takes up a lot of charm slots, so that's why I don't really have it equipped that much. Very lucky with my corners. Oh. It's kind of interesting watching myself play back like this. I mean, it's also incredibly frustrating. I was like, why are you being such a fool? Here we go. What I'm only kind of noticing now while I'm watching this along with you guys is that they're very like actual dream catchers that you'd get in real life. Oh, I died again. Nah. The circles in the background, which I'm sure has some sort of relevance that we're literally in the dream of that. We're in someone's dream. There's dream catchers within the dream. It's like the subconscious is trying to protect itself from some, obviously not external, but an internal force. Again, going back to the infection coming from within. Like what the seer was saying at the start. This is better. Again, yeah. Spoke too soon. Good choice. Heal rather than attack. Play it defensive. And the floor begins to crumble. I still don't get it. Wasn't there a maggot in his mallet as well? You think that's why he decided he needed to stand up to this person? It was like that his breadwurn were been used as weapons and then... No, because he's still using the weapon as well. Maybe it was like a communal effort. It was like a whole gang of them committing the identity theft. And down we go. Sorry, bud. But you were free. I'm gonna guzzle up all that essence. Listen, I wanted it the strength to protect others. When I saw that knight sleeping safe in his big armored shell, surely you'd think that the knight would still be able to fight him off and defend him to take back his armor. So do you think that the sleeping implies that maybe he was actually dead? And just the maggot was a bit weak. Well, yeah, this is a good one. Beware dreams like turn back. So I just kind of missed out on that a little bit. Beware dreams. Ah, damn it. I hate how quickly that I'm clicking through this. So with the Elder Hue, I think what he was trying to do is that he saw himself as kind of being this great civilized guy, and he saw the mantises and thought that their power came from that they gave into the infection. It was kind of arrogance on his behalf and kind of delusions of, I suppose, delusions again of his own civility, that he thought he would take it upon himself to try and exterminate all the mantises, and they did him in, and that's why he's brave as here. They obviously respected him, I suppose, in some way to build a shrine to him and place him here. They knew that he probably had just lost his own mind. At least that's what I gather from this fight. I wonder, is there anything sort of implications for when the circles are bigger and smaller, the dream catchers? Because like if he's given into the infection, they haven't really done their job. My mind, it's clear. Have I been sleeping? I remember those proud lords were the truly monsters. Yeah, so if there was madness in the village, I was the one who brought it. When I attacked, they were right to. They were right to kill me. So I think that's fairly clear cut about what happened to him. So yeah, but that still indicates that he had free will even after the infection got him. So maybe the infection hadn't got him when he decided to attack the Mantis Lords. And here we are. Good old dung boy. Crap bag. Who's gone from the sewers to this beautiful, elegant, regal palace that is pristine and clean and almost like a hospital. Far throw away. There's poop all around it as well. But so yeah, we see here. Who do these people look like? That looks like the failed champion's armor. That looks like the Grey Mourner on the left. The one kind of not directly in the middle, that looks like, to me, the Hollow Nest seal. So I'm guessing it's the Pale King with the crowns and stuff. The one to his left looks like... I think it's because it's like she's holding a rapier. It's almost like Hornet, but older. I don't get who the person in between what looks like the silhouette of the Pale King and the false champion or failed champion is, though. So that obviously means like this guy's, we're into his dreams here. He was obviously once a proud knight that served the Pale King, And with the fall of civilization, he's been reduced to just protecting a city of muck in the sewers. Like we see here, in clad, proud white armor. Still throwing feces around the place. There's only so much regality and you can have, so much honor. It's just, yeah, another depressing story within Hollow Knight. Who would have guessed? It's quite an easy fight. I say it's easy, I'm just using the corners again. That's quite a nuisance and hard to dodge. I don't think he had that in his last fight. Just smashing and bashing. Again, once you can stay out of the way of the balls, he falls. Yeah, it's like the way he does that to them as well, like he's reaching out. Some memories, I suppose, if we're in his mind. Dreams of his last. Yeah, my friends, I will protect our dear kingdom, have faith in me. Mate, if only you knew, if only you knew. What your life would become and what you were reduced to. We will all meet again, I promise it. Will he though? Like if I'm taking his essence into the dream nail. He's not dead there though, he's sleeping. Yeah. I suppose he'll be grand. Now back to this mofo. Still one of the hardest battles in the game, I think, and this is just an even harder version of it. The Soul Master reveals his true intentions as the Soul Tyrant. Which, with that name change, like, I just love this, the ominous of this with the purple and all that. But I can't help but feel like this reveals the truth of why he was trying to gather soul. That it wasn't so much to help people stave off the infection and fight it, but more so to maybe to challenge the Pale King's rule and dominate himself. Like we can see his eyes are orange as well. It's like, how would you explain? Like, he seems like a puppet of the infection, almost like kind of a Saruman kind of deal. He has his own agenda, but he's still serving the bigger bad. And he's still incredibly powerful. And he's a wizard. All the Lord of the Rings analogies to be used. It's just such a fast-paced fight. Thunderous. It's only when I'm sitting back rewatching these as well that I'm just truly appreciating just the epicness of the boss battle music. Like this is my, like I want to go out and just like cut some timber or something. Smash, pound, destroy. It's strange how he deflates like that, so. He's very, actually, saying all that, he's very Sorcerer Supreme in his aesthetic, isn't he? With the red robe and not the way he teleports. Particularly from, I'm thinking of Infinity War Part 1. Yeah, that's probably a bit of a stretch. A very bloated Sorcerer Supreme. He's like the Sorcerer Supreme that enjoys the McDonald's Supreme meal. Some health pool on him as well. Go on, Hayden. He hasn't hit me in a while, has he? But I also haven't hit him. He's not using that horrible wheel one where that, just as I say it, he does it. And we know this time not to be fooled by that sound of the feet. Here he comes. Again, just that rapture. How quickly will we do it? Will we get him in this first one? Boom! I said boom, B, get out the way. I said boom, boom, B, get out the way. So we've taken on tyrants, fallen knights, failed champions, deluded lovers, Romeo and Juliet. It's all kind of been a bit far from home. His jealousy, his mind by standing as he robbing the other king and his kingdom are dead, but I will live forever. Yeah, I think he was envious of the Pale King. So we're taking it close to home. The lost kin. Who I'm kind of feeling now is essentially like the yin to our yang. Like if we're a vessel embodied by the abyss and the shade, it's definitely kind of poetic symbolism that he's a fractured vessel that hosts the infection. He's literally our mirror version, which makes it a pretty cool fight and a sad fight. He looks particularly taller in this fight as well, which if we're all made, I suppose the Hollow Knight himself is much larger, and it's not like we grow, or do we? Is it a certain way that they're made? I suppose Hornet is different as well. It just looked when we were in the Abyss and you see all the discarded vessels, they all looked very much so like our knight. Such a somber, that violin track is beautiful. He's not too bad, really. Yeah. I know I had barely any health and I was just kind of smacking like mad, but if you got the power, throw it around. Like, there, the way he looked up at you as well, like he was yearning with that wasn't him, though, because it was the orange eyes looking up at us. The infection is sentient. And that's a little nice, tender moment between siblings as well, I suppose. He could finally see you in death with clear eyes. Now that we've gathered all that essence, there's only one thing to do. Come back to this lovely lady. Ah, Wheeler, you've returned. Let's have a look at your nail. Yes, the time has come. The dream nail will ascend. The essence you've collected, the hope that still remains in this old kingdom, pure potential. Hold it alofty. So, we've now got our most powerful nail. The awoken dream nail. So even the most protected minds can now be read. No dream can hide. We can peer into places. You just need to find the right crack. What will you do with such power? May the crimes of my tribe be washed away. I wonder what her crimes were. She's gone on about that as well. The Moth tribe having crimes. It'd be interesting. So bright, you truly are the wielder. Metro spoke of. Yeah. They were content to bask in that light and honour it, but another light appeared in our world, and the worm took the form of an ally. How fickle my answers must have been. They forsook the light that spawned them and turned their backs. Forget it. So that's obviously the infection. The light that they've betrayed, that the kingdom has betrayed. Ah, but it's and the Wheeler has all lost and appeared, the memories from the tribe long. So obviously that's what the Moth's crime was. They forsook the original light, the Radiance, who she seems to remember there. And it's now coming back, I'm guessing. And that's what people are having. That's why it's secluded. Oh, that's the dream catchers in the mines. So, okay. I'm going to leave you all there. See you next week for another episode. Goodbye.